What's good? What it do? It's your boy Purple Lips back with another controversial topic, y'all. Now, welcome to my channel and all praises to the Most High. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Now, today we're going to be reacting to a video on Daily Wrap Up Crew podcast about feminists is a scam, statistical facts. Why? Why is this important, Purple Lips? This is important because I wonder if we knew that the system was built against us and that they benefit from us being separate in separate homes, if we will work harder to to be together. Will we work harder for a system that will benefit us? Will we actually work harder to have nuclear homes? Do the things that actually we can benefit from at the end of the day. I wonder if we actually knew the statistical facts, if we would actually work harder to make change. So here it is, the Daily Wrap Up Crew. I thought it was very interesting. It was a good topic. I want to know what y'all think about it. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, see what y'all think.
So let me get into this next topic. Do y'all think feminism has hurt women or helped women?
Why you laughing?
Yeah.
We got something to say.
What y'all think?
I think it hurt the women who want to be like housewives and, stay-at-home moms.
What percentage of women do you think want to be just housewives and stay at home?
All of them. 80?
Like,
80%?
nah,
85?
I think like 75%.
I don't know. Yeah.
70.
He said, well, yeah, like,
With the
yeah.
exception of making like housewives, stay-home moms, with the exception of having a partner that is financially stable. That's why you're in the house. That's why you're just in the house, like cooking and cleaning and shit.
Also,
But then feminism, and Trey, you could probably correct me on this. Wasn't feminism started because women were tired of being the at-home wives and they wanted the same rights and responsibilities?
they were tired.
Yeah, it's because they looked at what happened is those women were looking at the men that they admired and they thought the life of all men was like that man. So they're like, oh, I want to be independent too because I look at the guys that I like, they all making 100K, maybe I could do it. Turns out you gonna be making 35K folding pans at the Banana Republic or slanging macchiatos out of Starbucks for some lifeless corporation that'll fire you and hire somebody else as soon as you die.
That's
Oh my
fact,
God.
yeah.
If you really want to be a CEO, want to be an entrepreneur, you should take the first step. Create the LLC.
Oops.
It hurt women. The women that want to be stay-at-home moms and stuff like that, for sure.
I can agree a little bit.
Okay, and y'all all three, y'all would prefer to be stay-at-home.
I definitely would.
I feel
Personally.
that.
Yo, you got the giggles over here. Like, what's up? Like, yo.
No, I feel that though. I would too shit if I was a woman.
Can I be a part-time?
Right. And you
you
can
wanna
work
be a
from
part-time
home. You can have like
feminist?
that's
Part-time
one
feminist.
from home. I
That's
just
most
stay
of
at
them
home.
anyway.
That's a huge misconception though, because historically speaking, women have always worked. Even if you were
Yeah.
traditional, like
They just
there have
wanted to
always
be
been women that have
seen.
contributed to the community. Like
Right.
that's what women do. Women are the fabric for social, for our social structures. Women.
And how many women, I want to know it, like, how many women will actually work with us together? Like, how many women will actually sacrifice job or working to have a family or have nuclear homes so they'll, to have the future benefit, I mean, for their kids to benefit, for their, for the future generation to benefit. I wonder how many women will actually make the sacrifice to work from home or to not work at all. How many even want that option? Me personally, from my personal experience and what I'm looking at around, I don't see too many women who want to be housewives. These women say they want to be housewives and they believe that 80% of the women or 75% of the women want to be housewives. But I beg to differ from my experience in America and from hearing and watching. It seems as though women want to be independent and say that they don't need a man for anything or don't want to work it out. But I rather beg to differ. I want to know who wants to work together, being that we know that the system is built against us. Yeah, go ahead and let me know what y'all think about that.
Kind of put together events. They make sure community is all built together, and when women are in the workforce, it has a huge effect on Really, I was just keeping it a buck with y'all. Feminism was a scam. Y'all got scammed. They wanted y'all to go into the workforce because now you don't have to pay people as much because the workforce doubled. Then they get to tax double the people. Now that the women ain't home cooking, you got to go out and buy McDonald's. So it was a corporation technique. And the woman in there was a.
And if we knew that, like, will we work? No, fuck that. Forget that. If now that we know this, should we work harder together? Leave a comment down below.
Woman that created some propaganda for Cosmopolitan in the 90s, and she admitted it. She came out, by the way, and talked about it. But she was told to lie about data and statistics to promote a more Sex in the City lifestyle to women because it would sell more magazines, essentially. So women are pretty much, they're just draining y'all resources, money, by getting y'all to go out there and work.
Ladies and gentlemen, Poor Man Podcast in the building. Yo, give it up for Poor Man Podcast. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you got the facts, man.
Right.
I don't hit with the real fucking receipts.
Yeah, what y'all think about that?
Yeah, I'm gonna quote.
Feminism. I think it hurt because women these days aren't getting married as much. I mean, they out here working, and it's led to more masculinity in women, which I think is hurting the community as well. So I think I don't really see the positive in feminism, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
There's a lot more depressed women than there was back in the day. Like, there's a lot of women on medication and, you know, deleting themselves.
They gotta work now, man.
Yeah.
They gotta pay bills.
There's a lot more stress on women nowadays.
That rent is doing the first.
That hurt.
That inflation went up.
Yeah, the inflation. Hey, yo, come on. Oh, that's you? That's you?
That's why you got to give it.
Yo, she over here laughing like she got the Joker toxin. Like, you know what I'm saying? She like, why they talking about me? What you think about this, Jill?
I do think there's a lot of selective feminism because, like, you know what I mean? It's always when it's convenient. When it comes down to, wanting to get paid more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They cheering and they marching. They in that goddamn line. You know what I'm saying? Roo. But you know what I'm saying? When it's time to put in the physical work, we know men built this shit. And we're not saying that we don't want our woman to work. You get what I'm saying? We're not saying we don't want y'all to do whatever y'all want to do. You know what I'm saying? But we want that same energy when it comes to the constructive criticism and not being selective when you are being told about it.
Mm-hmm. And if y'all want equality, yo, get out in these trenches with the men too. Don't just go for the CEO positions. Y'all want the comfortable positions in the office. Y'all don't want to be in the trenches. Y'all don't want to be doing sanitation work. Y'all don't want to do the stuff that actually builds society. But y'all want to be CEOs and tell niggas what to do. Like, y'all want to be them offices. Yo, y'all gotta be out.
Every job with a pizza party.
Y'all want equality. Y'all gotta be out. Y'all gotta be out there in the trenches with us too. Like, you know what I mean?
Hey, there's some women who get out there and they get their hands dirty. But for the most part, ain't gonna lie, women who do actually, and it's a small minority of women who do get those men jobs, majority men field jobs, they barely work. Us men don't really let them work for real. So like it'd be like a limited amount of work that we allow them to do. So they actually benefit from working a male job. So most women probably should try to work male jobs because we probably won't let you work hard anyway. If you want to work, you know what I'm saying?
I
used to be in the trenches though. Let's never get it twisted. There's some females who actually hustle very hard, and they do be in the trenches, like the real trenches, not the sanitation ones.
What trenches?
The corners. And not with your...
I believe that.
Not the coochie corners. Not the coochie corners. Not the coochie corners.
Okay. You was on the corner?
Not the coochie corners.
You was on the corner?
Not the coochie corners.
But you was on the corner?
Not the coochie corners.
Which corner?
Yo, sometimes even being a mom is being in the trenches.
Exactly, not the coochie corners.
Being a mom is
sometimes being a mom is being in the trenches. You gotta make sure your kid, because like I'm saying,
hold
it's
on.
hard work.
Wait, none of us are moms.
I just want to know.
I'm saying in general, not
it's a big responsibility,
It's a big responsibility.
One of the most important jobs in the world.
What corner are you referring to though? Like that's what I mean.
Not the coochie corner.
Not the coochie
Yeah,
corner.
we're gonna keep saying that.
Not the coochie corner.
You gonna keep saying that?
Not the coochie corner
She gonna say that 100 times. Like, yeah. Where are you trying to get at with this, bro?
I just want to know
I'm
if she's
gonna
on the
get
corner
you
with the
right now.
hammer.
Not the
Like, I don't know.
She was on the.
But there was
on that
people.
rock,
There
bro,
was
you know
there was females who actually hustled hard as well.
That's a
It's
fact.
hard. I just
Heard
like men. So
As
Not
a
the
fact.
coochie corner.
I don't know. Every time I drive past the construction site, the women, they got the women flaggers, but I don't see them women up there on them high beams and shit like that.
I've seen very few. I've seen they're really.
Oh, you seen them?
Yeah, I've seen.
I switched.
You need
Again, they really out there working.
They're really.
Oh, you seen them?
Yeah.
I've seen.
And they're not flagging. They really out there working. Like,
It happens.
So why is
happens.
that? Is it because women don't want to do the job or they won't get hired?
They won't. They don't want to do the
They
job.
don't want to do it.
women don't want. Women don't want to do no dangerous
and more
jobs.
No, it's
egalitarian.
not because
Yeah, like in more egalitarian societies like Denmark, where there's more quote unquote equality according to some metric or scale that they use to determine that. The women, they're more polarized. The women go more towards social jobs like being a nurse or jobs that have to deal with
Social worker,
people,
teacher.
while men go into jobs that have to deal with things because those are just the things we're
you
interested
feel
in.
like you
Biologically.
guys were talking about construction, right? You don't feel like those jobs, like the people who are in charge of hiring and whatever, or even the construction company, they don't feel like
You know
the
what?
men should have this.
No,
position.
it's because
this is a man's job.
sometimes you guys are not capable of physically doing stuff that men do,
I was about to say
and that's the reality of it. We don't.
Yeah, that's the reality. You know, some things sometimes even if you are capable of doing it, how long can you do it for? It's sometimes in a month where you probably can't do it, and it's just like, or you know, sometimes in a month you guys that gets in the way of a lot of things and your emotions, even your physical ability. So it's just like, you know, even when you get a paternity leave, you know what I mean, just a liability at work from a work standpoint, from a business standpoint. It's not that we're complaining, it's just the reality of the situation. I mean, women, all right, look, we do not benefit from being equal. And I wonder if you actually feel like if we work on our natural ways of living, you know what I mean? If we actually are in our space of our element or where we really belong, our place where we really belong as man and female, will we actually work together? I mean, I know a lot of people post messages about feminism and they're trying to make it like maybe a negative message at the end of the day. Yes, it is negative, but can we turn it into a positive by the awareness of knowing the effects, seeing the effects of it in our today's living, and knowing that it was a statistical trap. If we know that it's a statistical trap, we can't be falling for this no more. We have to build better systems that will benefit us people better. You know what I mean? We have to have better homes. I mean, who else feels like we should like work better, work harder to come together to make nuclear homes? Leave a comment down below.
I want to put you at harms, even though you want to try. You gotta try that shit on your own and get your practice on. You ain't out here lifting 2x4s. That's just not something y'all could do. You get them lifting buildings.
There's some niggas who can't do that either. And they still
Yeah, and them niggas ain't there trying to do it. Women want to try to say, let there be war. They ass is like, yo, sit my ass back home.
Yeah, everybody in the kitchen when it's war. When it's war time.
Feminism go out the window.
Everybody want equality until we talk about the
There's
draft.
mad girls in the military. What?
Yeah, but when
92% of the military is men. Yeah. And 95% of all military deaths. Now I'm sorry.
Can you go?
and we needed that.
Because people be capping. People be saying like, talking about the small minority. What did you say?
What's your name again?
Trey. But they be talking about the small minority trying to bring it up like, yeah, I see construction. 86% of construction is men.
Yo, you know when you see ladies and look, I'm not trying to show you. All I see is y'all taking fucking Instagram photos in y'all outfits. I don't see y'all out there doing them push. Y'all just trying to look cute. Yo, please, next topic. Next topic. I'm sorry.
That's a whole other.
Yo, because
Stop playing, yo.
I see y'all.
Nah, and there you have it, you know what I mean? And that's why the stats are important, you know what I mean? I thought this was an important video, an important clip because, you know, like I said, like, I wonder if we as people, I mean, we have to build a society that's built better to benefit us. Right now, we're going through a whole lot of stuff that is going through from systematic traps and going through stuff that the system is failing at us in many ways. Like, you know, the country's in debt, from and they're inflated, and it's just like we are not benefiting at the end of the day. We're going downhill in all kinds of ways. Spiritualism inside, they have us divided in politics. They have us divided in our homes, in relationships, in religions. You know what I mean? They have us divided in school. They have us divided, and ultimately, I don't think that that's what we all want. You know what I mean? So, that's what I posed. I thought it was an important question, important clip. So because it was statistical facts inside of what the man was saying, and it was of women on the panel, so you was able to see from pose from a woman question and a man's answer, and vice versa. Sometimes a girl has an answer, and it's just kind of like the facts is important. The facts is important, and will we make change? Thank you. Y'all have a good day. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm out.